Well, good morning. How's everybody today? I'm feeling pretty good. I was at the Cheap Trick concert in Kannapolis at the park. It was a free concert, and so if my voice gets hoarse, it's because I was yelling and screaming and singing along. So, but I welcome you all to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional lands of the Catawba, the Kiowa, and the Sugaree people. We honor them. My name is Cosette Blackmer, and I am serving as the worship assistant this morning for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we're glad that you're here, whether in person or joining us at home. We hope to see you again, and your presence is truly a gift to us. We were expecting Dr. Crystal Cavalier-Keck to join us this morning to talk about our shared plate partner, but unfortunately she's had a death in the family. So please allow me just to share a little bit about her bio. Dr. Cavalier-Keck is an Occaneechi Sapani woman of North Carolina. She is also co-founder of the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women North Carolina Coalition, co-owner of YESA Farm, and Sacred Village Coffee, and teaches environmental justice at Salem College. Crystal recently completed her Master of Legal Studies in Indigenous Peoples Law at the University of Oklahoma College of Law. We hope that we will be able to have her come speak to you soon, I'm sure. I would like to invite Jennifer, our LRE coordinator, to come up at this time so we might recognize members who are graduating from high school, college, or graduate school.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I'm a little on the short side. Most of you know I'm Jennifer. I'm the Lifespan Religious Education Coordinator, and I have the privilege today of doing one short announcement and then participating in a recognition with everybody. If you are interested in helping support the children and youth at Piedmont UU Church, we invite everyone that might be interested in joining us on Saturday, June 20th at 11 a.m. at the Meeting House. For a volunteer orientation. And this orientation is open to both new and existing volunteers. And it's going to provide an overview of the Lifespan Religious Education Program and volunteers' opportunities both inside and outside the classroom. And I want everyone to think outside the box. You may not be available to be inside the RE classroom once a month, but you might want to participate in an activity like being an adult chaperone for a bowling trip. Maybe some of us have been talking about different kind of workshops and classes, both for youth and possibly adult. So if you want to be involved, please just kind of send me an email and I can give you more information, or we'll be here June 20th at 11 a.m. here in the Meeting House. All right. And now I have the honor and the privilege of doing a short recognition for our graduates. So one of the joys of being part of a multi-generational faith community is celebrating one another's milestones and witnessing the many ways people to continue to learn and grow and serve in the world. So today, before we get started, we're going to pause and recognize members of our community who are graduating either from high school, college, or graduate programs. On behalf of the Piedmont UU Church, we offer each graduate our congratulations and a small token of recognition. May you carry forward curiosity, courage, and the support of our entire community as you step forward in what comes next in your future. First, we celebrate Lydia, who has earned a Master's of Public Master of Public Health with a concentration in health policy from the university, from UNCC Charlotte. Lydia hopes to pursue a career in health education and health policy with a focus on advocating for women's health. We celebrate not only this achievement, but also her commitment to building a healthier community and more equitable community. It looks like our other two graduates may not be here, but I'm going to go ahead and read their information. We also celebrate Tiffany, who earned a PhD from, again, UNCC Charlotte. Completing a doctoral degree represents years of dedication, perseverance, and deep study. We honor this remarkable accomplishment and all the work she's done to bring her to this moment. So just kind of give her a round of applause in case she's watching online. And we also celebrate Hex, who graduated yesterday with a Bachelor of Science focused on supply chain, transportation, and logistic management from Bellevue University. This accomplishment marks the culmination of years of hard work and opens many doors for him as he moves into the future. And then I also just want to pause and do another big round of applause for any graduate in our community, in our larger community. A lot of us may have cousins and nieces and nephews that may not be at the church, but we also want to honor them as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. One last thing before you leave today, we have plants and flowers available. Jane Henderson has excess colosia plants and flowers available for a donation to the church. Colosia is a vibrant, heat-loving annual known for its unique flame-like flowers. These will be under the portico after the service, so as you leave the big doors, check it out. And it's just a small donation to the church would be really appreciated. Thank you. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you are on our email list, check your monthly newsletters and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
I also want to offer thanks to all the many people who made our yard sale so successful yesterday. A lot of them I don't see this morning because I know they were here all week and all day yesterday. If any of you were here, I know some of you were volunteering. I appreciate you showing up again this morning. Or if you just came by to look around, we had this whole space filled with wonderful things. Also back here, the classrooms over here. It was just a wonderful event, and really appreciate all that everyone did for this important fundraiser and community event that we had. Now, as we prepare to light our chalice, you will notice we have our special rainbow candles out on our candle tray because we are beginning our observance of Pride Month. We do have a special worship service in 2 weeks from today where Rhiannon and members of our Rainbow group will be leading our service to really focus on Pride for that entire service. So as we prepare to light our chalice, hear now these words from Reverend Scott Taylor. Notice now this flame seemingly so singular, dancing all alone. Yet pull back, look with more attentive eyes, and slowly the whole chalice cup comes into view. And the air that, while unseen, keeps the flame alive. All of it is a reminder that being lovingly surrounded and beautifully bound is what sets us free and allows us to flourish. May this be the gift of this precious hour. May we too pull back and see ourselves anew, how tenderly tethered we are, and how wonderfully that sets us free. I invite you to please join me now in singing the words to the lighting of our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our call to worship, which is found in your bulletin. Let us join together. We come from different homes, different paths, different worries and hopes, but we come to this same space for the same reason, to remember that we do not have to carry this life alone. Here we learn to flourish together by choosing again and again to show up for one another. Welcome. Let us worship together. Our opening hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 20, Be Thou My Vision.
Not be all else to me.
be seated. And I invite any of our children to come forward to have our time for all ages with Miss Jennifer.
Welcome, friends old and new. And if anybody else wants to join us here on the carpet, you're more than welcome to come down. All right. So this month, we are exploring the theme of where we gather, we flourish. Have you heard the word flourish before? What do you think it means? So think of a garden. So what do you have to do in a garden? We plant flowers, and then what do we do to help them grow? We water them. They need sunlight, that's right. And do we want our garden to be just one type of flower, or do we like a lot of variety?
I like so much.
You like so much? What's your favorite thing about flowers? They smell really good. He's saying that flowers have the best smell in the whole wide world. And a garden becomes beautiful, not because every flower is the same, but because there's variety in color and smell and texture. And sometimes there's even plants in there that may not flower at all, right? And today I want to share with you a very special garden. So you were looking at this, right? What did you say about this when you sat down? He said they were so beautiful. So do all the flowers look the same? So this special garden was made today at the Salisbury gathering with all the children. And each of them chose their favorite color. They chose their favorite texture. Some of them decided the garden needed to be 3D. Thank you. They decided it needed to be 3D. And they got to write what makes them flourish. And we did this morning in honor of Pride Month. And we got to talk about diversity of families and how we choose to express ourselves in the world. And have you heard about Pride Month? Yeah, have you? What do you know about Pride Month? It lets everything grow. I think that's a really good description of Pride Month. It lets everybody grow into who they are and who they want to be, right? So just as Pride Month is a time we celebrate diversity of people and family, Pride, reminds us that every person deserves to be welcome and nourished and make sure they get lots of dirt and lots of sun and lots of water. And what else does a garden need to grow? Sun. And does it need love?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are going to be all month talking about where we gather, we flourish, and we're going to be nurturing our garden. So do you want to come back and play and talk about our garden today? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
We are now entering our time for ritual and sacred sharing. We share joys, sorrows, concerns, and milestones. Our first candle this week, many of you recall that Eric, who attends our Salisbury gathering worship, his father has been in hospice and he passed on Friday night. And some of you might recall that Eric's mother died earlier this year, so it's been quite a journey for Eric and Teresa and Julia as they're dealing with this loss. We also light a candle for all who are being impacted by ICE raids and activity, for peace to prevail in the Middle East, and our leaders to be guided by visions of peace instead of visions of war. For all areas of violence around the world, and especially the ongoing war in Ukraine. And for our country, that we might live into being a society guided by justice and compassion for every person. And lastly, we light a candle in honor of Pride Month and all that it means for us. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you feel led to do so. I invite you to come forward along the far wall. We have our prayer stand, and you may fill out a prayer card and place it on the stand. You may also light a candle of joy or concern, or place a stone in our shared water together. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. Now, I invite us now to a time for quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, and then we will have a period of silence before we all join in our musical meditation together. Now, during this time of silence, I invite you to settle more fully into your seat, and to deepen your breath, and to breathe in what it is you think that you need this morning. what your spirit is saying that you need today.
Our wisdom reading this morning is Interdependence by Martin Forster. Interdependence, like the full moon and a reflecting surface of a still lake, like the wind and the windmill, the sun to the sunrise or sunset, the water to the river, the earth to the mountain, the soil to the vegetation. Interdependence, the inseparable binding of two things together for all eternity, relying upon each other for strength and support, for love and care. Woven together with silk and thread of the cosmos, interdependence of parent and child, of lover and loved, of healer and healed, of skies and stars, of people and community, of heart and compassion. The beginning comes full circle at the end. The cries of birth, the tears of grief, one cannot live without, like a body without a mind, a spirit without a soul, a moment without an experience. Interdependence.
So as we start a new month and we have a new theme, our theme for this month is flourishing together. Flourishing together. Now, we all want to flourish, don't we? We want to live rich and full lives filled with meaning and love, and hopefully even peace and joy. Now, just surviving, it's not enough. We want to thrive. And the spiritual journey itself, it's about thriving. It's not about basic survival. We all know there are moments and times where, our spirits are just trying to survive. But the spiritual journey is one that wants to encourage and bring about thriving and flourishing. Now, one thing that's necessary for us to flourish together is interdependence. Now, hopefully you recall, all of our members here, that Unitarian Universalists, we have 6 core values, and one of those is interdependence. Now, it's a long word, so I want to break that down so we can think more fully about exactly what it means. So, let's go back to English class for just a moment and look at the root word. So the root word is depend, and the etymology is, it's an old French word which literally means to hang down. Now let's think of something like a chandelier, right? It is hanging down from the ceiling. It depends on the ceiling to be able to support its weight and to give it all the support it needs so that the chandelier can give out this beautiful light and fill the room with what we so much need. And then when we think of interdependence, it's not just one thing hanging down, depending on something else. Interdependence are 2 separate things depending on each other. They need each other for support, for structure, so that they can flourish together. Now, there's a passage from the New Testament. It's one of the better known ones. It's in the book of Matthew, and I remember hearing this a lot as I was a child. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in spirit, the divine light is with them. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in spirit, divine light is with them. Now, it's just like the chalice that we have here before us. Every time we gather together, spirit and light are present. Now, it might be when we gather here in worship, or perhaps when we're in a small group chalice circle, or in a Zoom meeting for our business work. Whenever we gather, we light our chalice, and it is there with us. Now, what I was taught as a child and as I was growing up, that this verse meant, well, it doesn't really matter if we have a small crowd, God is still here with us. Now, when I began my biblical studies in college and then graduate school, and as I started to do all my Hellenistic Greek work and translate the New Testament, I did that. It took 2.5 years of Hellenistic Greek, so I had a lot of it. I was so surprised to learn that this passage is not really about, it's okay if it's small numbers. What it really means is that divine presence abides when we are in community. When we are in community and depend on one another and are interdependent, that is when spirit and light are here among us. Where we gather, we flourish. Now, I also want to be clear that does not just mean physical presence. We have all felt the love of dear people in our lives who are not physically present with us. And even this morning, as we have so many people joining us virtually, whether it's at this very moment or whether it's later on in the day or tomorrow or the days to come, they are part of community as well. We are all present together. And I know that many of us have experienced when we have lost a loved one and they're not physically on this earth. We so often can feel their love remaining with us. Where we gather, whether in person or not, we flourish. Where 2 or 3 or more are present, we flourish. Now, to be in community, to be interdependent, it means so much more than just being nice or saying some kind words. Now, those are important things. I hope we will always be nice to each other and say kind words. But to be in community, to be interdependent, also means when we ask someone how they are doing, we really want to know the answer. To be in community means that we go out of our way to be welcoming, and we continually examine ourselves to see if there are ways we are being unintentionally exclusive. To be in community means that we listen more than we speak, and we try to understand others more fully, especially when we don't understand someone else's perspective, that we deeply do that work to try to gain understanding. And it means when we are in community and we are interdependent that we are honest. Honest with love, especially when someone most needs it. And actually, this last thing is one of the most important aspects that we need in our lives with interdependence. Now, there's a website about culture and fashion, which I have followed for a number of years. And with some of the discussions and the Substack they've created, there's a phrase that they use that I love. It's called, "Get a grip, friend." Get a grip, friend. Now, these are dear friends who are willing to be honest with us when we most need it. Now, all of us need to have a mirror held up to us at times, and we need help to gain perspective at times, to get a grip. Now, the dearest soul friends I have are my get a grip friends. They are honest with me in a loving way, especially when I most need it. And I could tell you some wonderful examples of that, but that might be a little bit too self-revealing at the moment, so we won't do that. But I'm so grateful when they said, "Amy, come on, let's get a grip here. Let's get some perspective on what's going on." And as we are interdependent, I try to do the same for them, to help give gentle reminders when perhaps they're losing perspective or getting kind of way out in left field. And because of that loving honesty with these dear soul friends, we can flourish together. Now, Mother Teresa is reported to have said, "If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other." If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. When we know that we belong to each other, that we are interdependent, that we are community, it is then that we flourish. All will rise together, or all will struggle together. Now, that's so true for our church community here. Spirit and light and presence are here with us this morning in this place of worship and in the places which we view this worship from across the internet at this time. We will not flourish if we are not truly present with others in community, sharing joy and pain, challenges and hope. Now, we've had a lot of changes at this church in the last 3 years, many wonderful changes. There are so many new faces. They may not all be here this morning. It is summertime, and a lot of them were working yesterday. But so many people that weren't here in this community 3 years ago. And with growth, it's not always easy. Even when it's wonderful and it's exciting, there's always going to be growing pains. And when those things happen, that's when it's so important for us to remember that we are part of one body. We are one body. And what impacts one part of the body impacts us all. Some of you know I was not paying attention and took a fall in my home on a couple steps when I was trying to catch that Duke Carolina men's basketball score a couple months ago, and it's impacted my body. And as I've been off balance, one part of the body not functioning that well, I've done damage to other parts of my body. I mean, as I continue to work with my physical therapist as well to get back in balance, because it all works together, right? Just like in any family or community, it all works together. We are all interconnected, whether we know it or not. Now, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote in Where Do We Go From Here? We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. This is also so true for our country, for our world. Now, this country was kind of founded on this belief of rampant individualism. This idea of let's just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. It's all in your hands. It's all up to you. And this idea of freedom, that I can do whatever I want to do, right? No one can tell me differently. I think we are seeing how that idea of this extreme individualistic mindset is really harming us in our country today. So many of us have forgotten that we are interdependent. We will rise together or we will struggle together. We are connected and interdependent with people, not only those who we know well, but also people we don't know well, or people we don't know at all in this country and in the world, including people that we will never meet. We can even see it in something simple and small. Well, I don't know if it's simple and small, but like rising gas prices, right? That it impacts people in so many different ways. Not just what we are paying ourselves, how our food continues to be more expensive because trucks that transport our food are paying so much more in gas, flights canceled. I mean, there's just so many ways we can look at that one thing alone and how we are interdependent, and that we need to be in community and to realize how we are all connected in infinite ways that we will never know. So today we give thanks that such an important part of our spiritual journey is realizing that we are interconnected, that we are interdependent, that we are part of one body, and that where two or three are present, divine light is there among them. Where we are in community, we flourish, and we flourish together. Where we gather, whether in person or in spirit, we flourish together. We give thanks for so many ways we are already flourishing together, and for this wonderful opportunity to continue to travel this journey together. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Thank you, Ann. That was lovely. We know the financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and work. We are so grateful for this and commit together to ensure funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could do alone. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. This month, we are sharing our offering plate with 7 Directions of Service. 7 Directions of Service, or 7DS, is an Indigenous-led organization focused on environmental justice and grassroots power. Their mission encompasses the 7 Directions of Service aimed at protecting sacred space, advocating for the legal recognition of the rights of nature, and establishing a land, language, and cultural center grounded in traditional Yesa teachings. In a moment, our host will pass the offering baskets, and we ask that you pass these baskets down your row as you receive them. You may place your gift this morning in the baskets as they make their way around the room. And of course, you are always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. This morning's offering will now gratefully be received.
we give thanks for the generous gifts that you offer this beloved community, gifts which enable us to continue to flourish together. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn. It's found in our Till hymnal, and the writer of this has asked congregations to have a slight word change. It is now answering the call of love, because the author wants to be more inclusive in its language. So I invite you to please rise and body your spirit for number 1014, Answering the Call of Love. So before we extinguish our chalice, I offer many thanks for all the wonderful volunteers who help make our service possible on Sunday morning. I also ask if you are able today, before you leave, to help take the hymnals and place them on the cart near the piano. That's always a big help. So let us take a moment, as we do each Sunday, to give thanks, to offer thanks either in our hearts or with words for others to hear for the things for which we are grateful today.
I'd like to thank for the teamwork and the interdependence of everybody who helped yesterday at our auction.
Yes, yard sale, yes, absolutely. For our online viewers, just many thanks for the teamwork and interdependence, as Elaine pointed out, of everyone who helped make the yard sale possible yesterday.
Thank you to Becky S. for all of her leadership. and
Yes,
energy.
Becky especially is the lead of the fundraising committee, just so much work. I was able to see a lot of Becky this week because she was here like all week, so it was wonderful too.
I'm grateful for the fellowship that makes us come together to do things like this.
Grateful. Yes, thankful for the fellowship that makes it possible to come together like we do for things like the yard sale.
So we also have a graduate. Jasper is graduating pre-K.
Big time. Oh, we'll have to ask him. So Jasper, when he comes back over from RE, is graduating from PK tomorrow. So, now that's big for moms too, right? Both y'all to help, big milestone there. So. Well, we are thankful for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. I invite us to go forth, interdependent and in community and flourishing together. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. Now for our closing song, we invite everyone to join in a circle. You may hold hands if you would like, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.